All right, whether underground terrorist Bill Ayers was at Kent State giving a keynote talk when he was asked what made him different from the Boston bombers. It is a fair question. Ayers had tried to kill innocent Americans with bombs 40 years ago, just like the jihadists now. But he claims that the Muslim supremacists were nihilistic, while back then he believed in something. But also, Ayers points out, all of his terrorist pals did back then was property damage. About that property damage. See, during the Kent State talk, Ayers left out how he lost 3 of his pals. Bombs they were making actually blew their heads off. Yeah, property damage. Those bombs were intended for a dance at the Fort Dix Army Base in New Jersey.
Terrible.
So the right people died that day, thank God. Ayers wanted to kill innocent people. So the only difference was that the Boston guys were good at what Ayers was bad at. Ayers said it would be, quote, inappropriate to include that in his talk, meaning it would expose him for the scumbag that he is. When faced with the horrible immorality of one's actions, he championed relativism by saying, and I quote, "The United States is the most violent country that has ever been created." I guess he'd know. And so as authorities struggle to find a place to put the corpse of the Boston bomber, I have one suggestion. Why not in Ayers' living room as a constant reminder of what could have been, or maybe what should have been?
That was biting.
Was it biting?
Was
it
very
biting?
good. I mean, I liked it. I have an answer for your question.
Yes, please.
What is the difference?
What is the difference?
Ayers is an atheist, so his was more politically motivated than any religious, observance behind it. But that's a very direct answer.
Was he self-radicalized?
He might have been self-radicalized. That
a lone wolf?
That explains the earrings.
It wasn't,
Only
it
the
wasn't
earrings.
a lone wolf, though.
But here's the thing. Okay. His defense, Dana, is that the reason why he's not like the Boston bombers is because he was inept.
Right.
You know, what we did is property damage, which is a lie.
I don't understand. How can you say that about someone that you were making bombs with?
Yes.
But they were just property damage.
His girlfriend died. They found their heads in the street.
It's amazing that you could have somebody like the guys that helped the friends that helped the Boston bombers. You know, 25 years from now, they could be walking around teaching at universities and getting really big speaking fees to say, oh, well, it was just property damage.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Well, why do we put up with this?
Yeah.
Even in another interesting piece of this is Bernadine Dorn, Bill Ayers, and the other one who was just recently let out. What's her name?
Bodine. Catherine Bodine.
Catherine Bodine. They either go away for a while and they come back and they're embraced by the academia, the very, very liberal upper echelons of academia, not only, but also Ayers and Bernadine Dorn went away for a while. They went in hiding for a while. They come back and they pay a fine.
Yeah.
They even do the rest of the time they were supposed to do. They pay a fine and they're let free, and then they're now they're heroes in the liberal speaking circuit.
Well,
Liberal professors, Bob.
Well, what I found most egregious about what he said was when he compared this to John McCain, and he said John McCain was murdering people in Vietnam. John McCain was a highly decorated Air Force pilot, or excuse me, I guess was he a Navy pilot? Navy pilot. And to suggest or equate that with what was going on here in the United States was just outrageous, barbaric, and I think Ayers owes McCain a very serious problem. This is a guy who spent 5 years as a prisoner of war, and having refused to be let out when he was offered the offer because his father was the head of the Navy Pacific Command. So I just think that was just a horrible choice.
Yeah, there's a difference between a man and a terrorist.
Yeah.
Dumb question. Why would Kent State embrace Ayers? Number one, they had a film that they released on the 40-year anniversary of the Kent State tragedy, but then they embrace a speaker like Bill Ayers. I mean, well, I understand activism, but there's
terrible
murder
time
in activism
too, as well.
You have to, Ben. You were a very young child back then. You had to be understand how outrageous the government's and the military's reaction was to that protest at Kent State, where they indiscriminately fired guns.
I'm not
at
defending
students.
anything that happened.
And there were 4 of them killed, and a number of them were injured.
There's a difference between activism and blowing people to bits.
Yeah, I think that's a bad choice having.
Right.
Nobody went to jail, and they should have out of the National Guard group.
There were also 2 armored guards killed when Weather Underground committed a robbery,
and a
too.
cop
So he's
killed
just conveniently forgetting that.
A nail bomb. I mean, there was a lot of people that were killed.
Property damage includes writing on the wall, graffiti.
Yeah.
Lives were lost because of their actions, and he gets away with saying at Kent State, property damage.
Yeah.
Four
should still
dead
be in jail.
students,
It was
and
terrible.
nobody went to jail.
It was terrible.
Nobody.
It was bad. No, there's no one's
I guess-
defending Kent State tragedy. I'm simply saying there's a difference between activism.
Yeah, Eric
and,
is saying that it besmirched
and
Kent
jihadism.
State. It besmirched Kent State, which they were having a symbolic anniversary. They besmirched it by having this dirtbag there to
Bad
talk. And it
choice.
equates something that was horrible happened with something done by a horrible person.
where
Why would you invite a terrorist to that?
Where were the dirtbag guys who shot these 4 kids?
I don't know. That's not the question we're asking. We're asking why was this
Ayers
loser
there?
invited to speak there? Can I just throw up one little thing from the LA Times before I go? This is a quote from the LA Times about the Tamerlane's body, what should be done with it. It's officials in his family still don't know where, what's his face, an ethnic Chechen who turned to conservative Islam will be buried. So that's the new phrase, people.
Yeah.
Conservative Islam. Watch out for
Put it in your iPhone so you make sure you can just automatic.
That's how the media changes things.
Unbelievable.
Conservative Islam?
Yep, that's it.
Ridiculous.
We're not allowed to say radical Islam
Exactly.
anymore.
No, it's
so they're gonna call it
conservative.
You people are shameless.